New this morning, one person has been arrested following a road rage incident last night involving a gun. After multiple 911 calls, Palmer police responded to Thorndike Street in the Bondsville section of town around 9:45. They were told an argument resulted in one person pointing a gun at another. When police arrived on scene, they discovered both individuals were armed with firearms and they were detained. One of the individuals was arrested for disorderly conduct. The other will be going to court for possession of a stun gun. Further details remain limited as the investigation is ongoing.